Hey guys, welcome back to FPL. And I do know I unfortunately didn't get a chance to record last week's video, just with stuff happening. But we are back for game week 6. So we will quickly go over what happened in game week 5. As you can see, 48 points. The average was 42. That's not too terrible. It's not great, but it's not terrible. As long as you're hitting above average, I'd see that as a positive, because that is you moving forward in your leagues. This week, though, the most transfers in are Haaland, and we'll be talking why Haaland has been the most transferred in player into the team when we do our team selection. I think a lot of people already know it, but Senesi, Semenyo from Bournemouth, good centre back for defensive points and contributions. Semenyo seems to be cooking so far with the most points from a midfielder so far. Reinders went down in price, so I'm not surprised why people have jumped at that. He has not had bad performances, but his points hasn't been as good as his start was. So people have managed to get him, and then hopefully he'll kick on with a good game against Burnley as well. Donnarumma in goal for Man City. Again, people were looking at that Burnley game and thinking they're going to keep a clean sheet. STK suspended because of a red card in the Carabao Cup game. Salah has been transferred out, and I don't know why. Obviously, look, Salah's not been great. We all know that. We've seen the performances. But the one thing that Salah is very, very good at is still staying in the game. It only takes one chance. It only takes one penalty. It only takes one assist, or the one lucky touch to cut inside, and it's a goal, and you got your points there. So I do think people are overreacting on Salah, but again, if you do sell him, where do you spend that money? I'm assuming that money has gone on some of these players. Sanchez has been sold, and I was going to sell Sanchez, but he is no longer suspended due to Chelsea playing in the Carabao Cup during the week. Florian Wirtz has been sold. We sold him ages ago. And I think people have finally realised that Florian Wirtz has not lived up to the price tag. Palmer, injured again. Understandable. You sell him. So going into the points, obviously, we got -3 for that Sanchez red card. Nothing we could do about that. Guy at the back was good. Spurs defence have let me down once again. In a fixture that you'd think they could definitely keep a clean sheet, they didn't, and it was a double up. And probably was my mistake to double up. But yeah, Cash did return, coming in from the bench onto the starting squad, and was the goal scorer. So, wasn't expecting him to score a goal, but I was expecting him to clean sheet. So, nevertheless, that's good. Salah, 10 points. He got his assist. Minutes played, 5 points, double up, captain. Semenyo, 5 points with with a clean sheet and a defensive contribution. So, in a game that was no attacking returns, he still did his defensive contributions, and I think that is why people are starting to look at him. Casado again, just picking up those points in the midfield. Not really there to score goals, but to get those defensive points as well. And then the lineup in the front three wasn't great this week, or obviously last week. Wood against Burnley, 1-1. Only played 2 minutes. Didn't score. João Pedro, again, that's that Chelsea game. Down to 10 men. Didn't do much. And Erling Haaland did score in that Man City Arsenal game. So, good. Luckily, he scored. Otherwise, it could have been a disaster. On the bench, a bench cooked this week, unfortunately. Obviously, Dubravka there with some save points, minutes played. Who would have thought Sanchez would have got red card? No one, so I can't really blame myself for that one. And then again, I didn't go Burnley because I thought Forest would score a goal or two, especially Chris Wood. That is when I could have gone Reinders didn't want to double up against Arsenal, so I decided to bench him. And kudos, we've sold for this week. Finally, in 4 game weeks, has finally got something when on the week that we benched him and we're getting rid of him. So that's annoying, but that is FPL, you know. You make mistakes. Some unexpected events happen. And yeah. What it means for the leagues, as you can see, there are green arrows though. So in the work league, we still sit third. We're 3 points behind Matt, and we are 25 points behind Tyler. Again, I think it could be a 3-way race. I think Kieran, coming into the league this year, wasn't in there last year. He's going to do some competition. And even Gavin, second year, he's going to understand the game. He's going to understand what he has to do. So it's going to be a tight race up the top. Marcus has already thrown the game with constant transfers. -9 transfers, 32 points, you know, and it still didn't work out for him. You know, the game's gone for him. I think he's just doing it for fun now. But yeah, so there's no changes, but we're closing the gap, and I think we can definitely challenge again for this league and be crowned champion hopefully this year, and don't fall short by 5 points. As for my YouTube league, you can still join it, guys. The code will be at the bottom, pinned in the comments and stuff. Obviously, welcome to everyone. But we're currently sitting third. So we've done well to push up. This one's going to be a lot closer to win, or even get into the top 4. The points around everyone. Obviously, it's a big jump to the top 2 there. My good friend Jamie right behind us, 3 points. A couple of people, 6 points, 10 points. You know, this is going to be close. I'm disappointed in my good friend Jason from school. I expect better from him, you know. I've known him for years. He's got some great ball knowledge, but unfortunately, FPL, mate. I'd actually want to see your squad, actually. Let's see your squad. Pickford, Munoz, Tavoski, Gabriel, Cucurella, Rice, Grealish, Madueke, Mateta. It's a good squad, to be honest. Semenyo, it just didn't work out with the triple Arsenal. I think Madueke is someone you probably need to get rid of. Cucurella, minutes played, of course. Goals conceded, and obviously yellow card, so that didn't help, of course. It's a good squad though. If he cooks, it cooks. I'll say that. Who got? I think it's Zach again who got the most points. 59. Raya, 5 at the back. Oh, that's criminal. That is criminal. Guy, Saliba, Van der Ven, Van Dijk, James. That is criminal. But his bench is absolutely cooked. Shirky and Mamouche both injured. Bruno G doesn't even play. TK's he needs to make transfers this week or something, because TK is going to be on the bench. You can't bring other Man City players in against Burnley. Mate, you're going to be cooked if you don't do something. As for the McDonald's Management League, again, it's not been a great start. And we kind of had that last year as well. It wasn't until game week 9 we got into the top 2. We're a bit far off that. more people to compete against this year, which is good. So, yeah, we're a bit off. 297. To be honest, it's not that far off though, because we've got people in other leagues with 300 points. So it looks like a lot of positions, but one good week, it's only 20 points. If you pick up a 80 pointer and someone only gets like 40 or something, you've basically cleared the gap. Coming into transfers, 2 free transfers, 0.1 million in the budget. Like I said, we did make the transfer from Kudos to Ndiaye with a good fix against West Ham there. I was looking at somehow selling Chris Wood and Sanchez, and looking at Raya. Replacement. 7 million. Wow. I think Strand Larson comes close, but I think Mateta's 5 million. Yeah. Okay. But what I was looking at is if you can downgrade all the way to the worst 4.5 million striker, which is Fraser, you got 2.6 million. Get rid of Gent Spence, though they have good fixtures, so maybe I just hold off for now. But if I was to maybe get rid of that, one of those centre backs. No, you could look at someone like improving to Timber, maybe 1.3 million. Then also improving, maybe improve the midfield a bit stronger, or even get rid of Cash to Sessi or something. That would be a lot stronger. Defensively, and you'd obviously not double up on the Spurs defence. It also does mean obviously you're basically having only 2 strikers, but it's something I'm looking at. Obviously I won't do it now because it would be cost points, but if I can save it for another 2 weeks, like I said, with obviously Spurs having good fixtures, Chris Wood having a good fixture this week, you get that to that 4 free transfers, and you make those changes on the basis that no one really goes up in price, or some of my players go up in price, then I can look at elsewhere. I think I'd be in a good position to hold out for a late wild card in the second half of the season. We do still have a free hit. I don't know when I'm going to use that. But coming to the pick to the squad. Now, this is obviously a big one. What do we do? Well, firstly, Sanchez isn't back. So, we're going to go Sanchez and go over Dubravka against City. Do I want to stay with the double Spurs defence? I'm not 100% sure. If I don't, then this means Guy against Liverpool. That's a tough fixture. Also, are we going for a triple captain on Erling Haaland? That is the real question. I think that's the most talked about thing this week. City against Burnley. Do you triple captain Erling Haaland? Now, I'm not 100% sure if I will, only because it obviously says he's not 100% fit. But I think he was training yesterday. So I think I will make the triple captain choice tonight off camera. But I will also leave it up to you guys in the comments to let me know. Should I do triple captain or do I wait for a game like Leeds? When do City play Leeds? Game week 13. That could be another good week to triple captain. You know, so if he's not 100% fit, or there's an update tonight where he might not play the full 90 minutes, maybe you hold off the triple captain and wait for that game week 13. So we got obviously a good choice. It's also what I want to do with the bench. And Dia's got a good fixture. We brought him in because obviously he's a good player. But where does he fit in? Maybe you swap Ndiaye for Caicedo, you know. Casado's been good though, you know. 4 points, 12 points. Can we look at history? You know, points. 5 points, not 8 points, 4 points, 12 points, 4 points. So he's constantly racking up points, even though he's not an attacking midfielder, not a playmaker, you know. He still gets into the box. He still might score a header or something. Ndiaye, on the other hand, you know, it's been a good start for him, you know. Okay, against Leeds he should have done something, but 8 points against Brighton, 7 points against Wolves, 5 points against Aston Villa, and 6 points against Liverpool. He's a good player. It's like, that is something I need to think about. You got to play the Man City double. That's just. If I take Reinders out, I'd be stupid. So at the minute, I think this is what the team will remain like. The only change would be obviously Ndiaye for someone, maybe Caicedo just for this week, and then obviously a triple captainship. But for now, guys, thank you for watching. I do apologise for not doing one last week. I'm going to be honest with you guys. FC 26 came out last week and I was playing it, and that is the reason why you didn't get an FPL video last week. So I do apologise. I've made sure that I've made time for you guys this week to get the video out. So thank you for being patient. Thank you for not being too upset. And I hope you all have a good game week. And I will let you know if I go on triple captain with Erling Haaland tonight on the YouTube shorts. So make sure you are looking out for the YouTube shorts. Thank you for watching, guys. See you next week for the review. Goodbye.